Hey, what's up, man? Hope you're having a great Monday. Today, I want to talk about something starting on a Monday to get our week started right, and I call it Obama's audacity, right? The audacity of Obama. I was talking with my wife over the weekend. We was having some serious conversations about our marriage, about our family, what we're trying to do with our personal goals, our goals as a family, and how we're trying to bring things together. And I jumped out and made the statement that, I'm just like Obama. Right? And she bust out laughing. She laughed so hard that she was almost crying and choking up. And of course, after that, the conversation was, funny and kind of like was just on a whole other level. She said, "I can't believe that you even say something like that. Who are you?" I did not do that or say that to tarnish the legacy of President Barack Obama, or out of arrogance of myself and thinking that I'm more than what I already am. I said that because I believe that at some point, if you see and you believe, you can do exactly what he did or what anybody else did. But the start is the belief in yourself, the self-worth that you're capable and strong enough to accomplish a dream that will make somebody else laugh. To accomplish a dream that will make somebody say the audacity of him or her to want to be that. You have to be audacious. You have to go after it boldly, strongly, and say, this is what I can do. I'm going to give you a couple of quick examples from my life that I was thinking about this morning and last night, trying to put my journey together, how I got there. Story number one, I worked for WIBB in Macon, Georgia for over 12 years. I talk about this all the time because it was a big pivotal point in my life that taught me a lot about where I'm at today. DJ Skills was the #1 DJ. He did the night show and the Saturday night mix show when I was interning at WIBB. Still is one of the #1 DJs in Middle Georgia. And he had a Saturday night show, and everybody knows as a DJ, you want to DJ on Saturday nights and not be on the radio live because you need to go out there and make your money. They don't pay DJs a whole lot in radio, especially not in Macon, Georgia. When it came up that he had something he had to do and he needed a night off, we used to have these staff meetings, and we would sit at the staff meeting and we'll talk about what's coming up in the week. DJ Skills said, "I can't work Saturday. We need to get another DJ in here." They couldn't find no DJ. I raised my hand. At this time, I had been DJing. I probably had a set of turntables that was given to me by a close friend, and maybe like 15 records. I didn't even have all the music. I said, "Oh, I'll do it." Everybody in the room bust out laughing, right? Everybody was like, "Dirty." They used to call me Dirty. Dirty, you can't. No, you're not ready to do a 5-hour show. But they had no choice. At this point, Skills said, "I'm taking the day off." So everybody was listening. The program director, people that were in the area, anybody in management, they was all listening to see what this is going to sound like on a Saturday night. The first Saturday night went off without a hitch, but it wasn't that good. But it showed me something. So within the next couple of months, I had the Saturday night mix show, and we made the Saturday night mix show the #1 mix show in Middle Georgia for years. That worked out. The audacity to me to say that I can make that happen. The second part is, when I came to Florida, I was at Faith Farm Ministries. I was homeless. I came here without any family, any friends. I didn't even know where I was going to be going with that. And at that time, I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I leave here, because I wasn't sure. So the first thing I said, well, maybe I need to go get my master's. I was working on computers at Faith Farm, and I would rebuild computers so they can sell them. And I said, look, I told the guy that was managing the area at the time that I'm going to go get my master's and I'm going to get my life together. He bust out laughing. He said, "Man, you can't go to school without an address. They're not going to let you in school. You're homeless. Where are they going to send your books? Where are they going to send your grades to?" And I said, "Look, will you give me the time and allow me to put in my application? And we just see what happens from there." So he let me go in his office because I didn't have a computer of my own. I work on computers, but I couldn't get on the internet. And I put the application in. And then I got an email back. He let me check the email, and they said, "Look, we want to do an interview with you." He laughed again. He said, "So they're going to call you, and you're going to tell them that you're homeless, that you don't have an address. You're going to tell them all of your story. And then they're going to tell you can't go." So he said, "I tell you what, give them my cell phone number. When they call, I give you the phone. You can do the interview." And they called. The lady that called me, she said, "Look, tell me about your life, because I'm looking at your resume, and it says that you haven't worked in over 2 years. What are you doing now?" And that was like a really powerful now moment for me, because every ounce of my body wanted to fabricate something to get what I wanted, to lie and say, "Oh, everything is good. I just been out of work. I don't want to tell her that I was at Faith Farm Ministries, I was homeless, I was in Florida, and I'm just trying to fix my life." But something hit me and said, what do you have to lose? Just tell the truth. So I told the truth to the lady. And she said, look, you got to write an essay for you to get into grad school. I want you to tell that story. I'm going to push your application along. So I wrote an essay about why I wanted to get my master's, and I concluded everything that happened in my life, the health, the alcohol, the job loss, the divorce. I included everything on why I wanted to have my life together, and most importantly, my son, getting my son back and continue to raise him to be a man. So if people that know me know the story, I ended up getting a scholarship. I ended up going to Full Sail University. I ended up getting my master's. And I walked across that stage, and I haven't even paid rent twice. You know, I had started a new job, and I graduated and got my master's, and that was great. Last story, and I want to bring this home to my family and my wife now. During that time, I got hired by a guy that had a website. He was doing Reiki teaching, and he asked me, he said, look, how much would it cost for you to come work for me full time when you finish school? I had been doing work for him, built a website and things for him like that. And I started working with him in December, the same month that I graduated, and he fired me in January. Well, right around the end of January, beginning of February. At that time, I had just asked my wife to marry me. I was in Texas trying to convince her family that I can take care of her, and I didn't have any idea how this was going to work. We thought that our kids will go with their parents for a while we built the home in Fort Lauderdale before they came, and that didn't work out. And everything was going awry, and I was sitting in front of her and said, you know, I don't even have a job now. I'm going to tell you how that worked out. When I finished Full Sail and I started working with this young man, I had the audacity to say that I wanted to start my own business. I told him, I said, look, I think that it might be better for me to have a marketing agency, and then I work under you under my agency, and I built myself a website, rljmarketing.com. I started working for him. Everything was going great. His business was going well. But one of his clients sent him my website, which he had already seen. But because a client said, look at what your employee is doing. He's trying to do his own thing. I never forget that Friday when he called me because I was supposed to get paid that day. He didn't pay me. And he said, I got a chance to look at your website, and it rubbed me the wrong way. What are you trying to do? I said, I want to have a business too myself. And he laughed. And he said, this ain't working out for me. I'm going to have to let you go. And the fear of everything I felt before came back at that point. It seems like when you have dreams and you're audacious and you had the audacity to want more, there's always going to be some opposition that is close to you in some type of way that is going to try to stop you. Your wildest dreams, your fulfillment, your desires are on the other side of fear, on the other side of audacity. And I remember sitting with my father-in-law at a bowling alley, and he said, well, how do you plan to take care of my daughter and her son? And then for that matter, your son too. And I said, sir, I'm going to go out and start my own business. I have what it takes, and we're going to be okay. Now, has that been easy? Oh, no, sir. I've been fired plenty times in between that time and now, and I built business, and I've had clients, you know, that I struggled with and things, and I made a lot of mistakes. I'm saying this to open up to you another side of me, because it was brought to my attention that I don't talk about the bad things that happen in my life. What you see right now, when I'm speaking right now, is not just for me to come on the internet and try to preach to you or try to tell you what you need to do to your life. A lot of times I do this in my car before I walk into the job that I have now, just to get my mind primed to go in and tackle everything I got to tackle for the day to make sure that today is a success, regardless of the opposition, regardless of what I've been told, regardless of what people say I can't do. When you say and have the audacity to do something bigger than what people dream for you, they're going to attack you, and exactly in the areas that'll touch you the most. Your past is going to be brought up. Your ability is going to be brought up. Anything is going to be brought up to stop you. But if you have the audacity to live beyond the constructs of your circumstances, the mindset of people that love you, the mindset of people that you work for, and even tackle the mindset or destructive mindset that you have within yourself, your audacity, the audacity to dream to be bigger and better than what you ever imagined, will take you there. So I say to say this: if you tell your dream to somebody, or you say something about yourself that's bigger than their interpretation of you, and they start laughing, and they say, how do you think you're gonna do that? Go for it. Go for it. That's a clear sign that you're ready to go to the next level, and you can push past that. Be audacious today. Be audacious. Love yourself. God got you. I promise you. Be blessed.